Hey everybody, good weekend. Star Oracle here. Wanted to get to an email that I received earlier in the week. I didn't think I would be doing a video, being on vacation, but what the heck. Wondering, there's two of her. Now, I think what I liked is this whole sort of figure right here, right? It's a little bit of nature, but it's as a mask. So I just wanted to play on that as nature as a mask of what we are. I thought that was really cool. And the question I received in from emails from a Joshua Falcon. It's a great name. Um, but it refers to duality. And the question reads, Hi, Star. I have followed you for some time now in the 8th House Room Astrology Facebook and wanted to know why you constantly refer to 8th house as lower or higher level. Okay, well, Joshua, I don't constantly refer to higher or lower level. I think everybody who does have 8th house position and multiple planets, we know in our life experience that we have extreme duality in either self-transformation or others who come to us for transformative experiences. They are dark or light, hence the duality of this silly little effect. So, a good example for us folks who have multiple planets in the 8th house, the first 20 some odd years are mostly tumultuous for a good majority. And either you can take your daily attitudes and learn from those lessons, or you just kind of remain, I guess, in a darker or lower realm, so to speak, and keep turning over those experiences, not to seek a lighter position, lighter as in, light as a feather, or dark in the depths below. There are many people who continue to stay in a life of constant drama, and maybe that's their path this time around again. And when you reference that, I think it's just a matter of, we're a very supportive group. Any sort of tidbit of wisdom, not even from me, just anybody you meet, right? In passing, or long-term friendships, or even relationships, any tidbit of wisdom that can turn that dark around to light is basically, fruitful for any person who's a heavy 8th houser. So, we have, especially within family dynamics, these really just gnarly, how do I say, it almost disheartening experiences that we've got to turn out and make a better life for ourselves. So, higher, lower, whatever you want to call it, it's both the duality of life. The second part of your question, Joshua, I'll just read it. Also, I wanted to address, I'm not sure why people such as yourself continue to degrade Teal Swan. She's a good, loving person who is helping millions. I saw a picture you put on your page, and it only demonstrates the great insecurity you have within yourself. Do you know what she has been through in her life, yet you judge? I am not sure if you can find it in your heart not to be so harsh. best to you, Josh. Yeah, you know what, Josh? I'm not going to address this shit anymore. I could care less about that girl. I think there have been enough people in that kooky community of woo-woo shit to have basically summed up her whole facade as a sham. You know, it's like she's no different than the other, whatever you want to call them, back in the 60s. I think I've said this before. She's the new Jay-Z Knight. Whatever. It's her effing deal. She's been debunked enough to know that probably a good majority of what she's put out there is probably a fucking lie. So is this great insecurity of mine? No, it's me just kind of like piercing her veil. And I've seen her chart. I've seen her astrological chart. I've discussed this with many other people. You know, the sun and her Neptune contacts, her Uranus contacts, whatever. Okay, whatever, dude. Do you know what she's been through? You know, no eighth house position for her. So please, just don't stop writing me, or I'll just delete you. But what I do get a kick out of is I notice that every time that she goes off to get married, her her hotel accommodation steps up. So she's kind of like a new Liz Taylor, you know. She's every time she gets with a new beau, she steps it up in rank with her position of monetary monetary pleasure. I gotta say, if you can't see through that sort of bullshit, then I don't know. Maybe you belong in that community. Maybe that's where your soul development needs to happen. Find it in your heart not to be so harsh. Okay, if you say so. But anyway, circling back to 8th house people, and why we are so quick to kind of see beyond what's presented. We have to, because we come into this experience this time around to dig really deep, pure soul transformation within the self, or through others' experiences, or we help the other person experience. You know, it's just what Scorpio is all about. It's a very seedy. It's very seedy. It's also very beautiful. One Scorpio that I know was so far to the light side of things, is just nothing. There was no longer darkness, which was a bit hard for me to understand, because sometimes the dark is not a bad thing. The dark helps you purge those daily whatevers. Let's say someone's put you in a funk, right? It's someone's opinion, someone's disposition, someone's whatever. Just even if it was just their attitude that rubbed you wrong, it allows you to at least get an idea of why you've reacted, you know. And I guess you could sit and stew in that moment for days on end, but just take their response, apply it to your own life. How do you feel about it? Dismiss it, address it, or, you know, sit with it for a bit. I don't know, write about it. Go paint your emotions. I don't know what it is that will get you through the day, but to remain in this sort of, oh, well, you know, I think I'll just let it go, and it doesn't bother me. good luck with that, because I can almost guarantee in about a week's time, you'll probably remember that again and say, oh, I guess I really just didn't get over it, so I'm just going to stew about it. And I'm just, there's people who just hold on to this baggage year after year. And they get to 50, 60 years old and they're still they're still addressing shit from their 20s. So you have to. It's got to be both light, dark. It's important. So where these woo-woo people are, and I've noticed this in the last year and a half, they're starting to address more of, oh, well, embrace the dark. Maybe they got sick of being bathed in all this light. So I've noticed in the last, like I said, year and a half, they're now starting to talk about this dark stuff, where us 8th house people were like, okay, yeah, we've been there the whole time and we kind of get it. So, yeah, come on over to come on over to this end. You can't have one without the other. It's hand in hand. And Josh, I don't know. Don't write me again, because you're kind of wasting your time. Anyway, to all my 8th house folks, keeping it real. Love you. Take care. Bye.